Okay guys, so here is the finished look. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by today's title, we are going to be filming our first Get Ready With Me. But first, before we get started, you know the deal. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and I will give you 5 seconds to do that. Done? Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that I do every day and every morning and every night after I wash my face is I apply a moisturizer and an eye cream. Vital. Your skin's gonna look crusty if you don't do these two things, so make sure you put them into your routine. So the first thing that I put on my skin is the Fresh Lotus Youth Preserve Moisturizer. And let me tell you, this is the holy grail. It smells like seaweed, but it's so good and you're just so hydrated after. You wanna take a lot? I usually just dot it everywhere. Next is my baby, the one who helps me from having ugly, awful eye bags, is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. This little baby right here, life-changing. It's just the way to go. Also, just a quick thing that I like to just tell people. I used to work at Sephora, so like we always used to talk about skincare, and I'm not gonna lie, I used to, you know, sneak a lot of samples of these two products because, you know, they're expensive. And I wasn't making that much money at Sephora. So I would just try them all the time, and then I ended up purchasing them because I did see a difference in my skin. But one really important thing when it comes to eye creams is you have to make sure that you use your ring finger. If you use any type of other finger on your hand, what's going to happen is that you're actually going to apply too much pressure on the thin skin under your eye, and it's actually going to cause you like to have more bags, and it's just going to look darker under there, and you don't want that. So now that my skin is nice and prepped and she's ready to get laid, I'm going to be getting my beauty blender. And I actually, for foundation, this might sound really strange, I know a lot of people do it, but like on quick days, I like to use the Born This Way multi-use concealer. This thing is like the holy grail. I use this as foundation because it's so full coverage. Like, why am I gonna spend so much money on a, you know, bougie foundation when I could just use this and it's just as much and it works with just a little bit of product? So I'm all for that, okay? So I'm gonna go dampen my beauty blender, get it all ready, and I'll be right back. Un momentito, por favor. Okay, so now I have my beauty blender. She's all ready, she's all fresh and all wet. So now I'm gonna take that Born This Way concealer in the color, I believe, light beige, and we're just gonna smack her on a little bit of everywhere. But let me zoom you in so you can really, I'm scared, but see my skin. So for this, I just love to go underneath like the eyes because that's where my problems are. I know you're probably thinking that's a lot, but it's really not. And then I just like to trace it down on the side of my nose. I know that it might look a little dark, but once you actually start to blend it in, you'll actually see that it actually fits you. And I'm a pasty queen, so I know that, you know, those light shades can sometimes be tricky, but this one's actually okay if you're as pale as me, in case you were wondering. Don't worry. Remember, everyone has blemishes. You're not the only person in the world. And yes, I look a little tribal right now, a little extra Latina. But now you're gonna go ahead and just take that beauty blender and you're just gonna go and pat it all in. Don't be afraid. Go a little hard, but not too crazy. Pause. Do you see how full coverage this is? Like, my skin is looking like, she's just looking good, honey. Okay, so let me keep going. Like, but do you see like how like seamless and like even my skin looks? It looks so good. Whew. Now that's the base, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I have this Becca concealer. Honestly, I've had it for so long and it's really like a holy grail, but it's very pale. And that's what I used to brighten on my under eyes just a little bit. I don't really go crazy with concealer. I'm not a concealer girl, except for my eye bags, but that's about it. But what I do is I just take a little bit and I go kind of like on the inner This thing is so ready to be replaced. I barely have any coming out, but that's okay. She's still loyal to me. You just go to the other side, and I kind of just put, I need to put that in my planner, buy some new Becca concealer. Okay. Boom. Voila. Once I'm done with this, I actually like to move to brows next. Brows to me are like important, and I'm about to zoom you in on my brows, but don't go being judgmental now, okay? Because these babies have been through some rough times, okay? As you can see, COVID has attacked my brows. I haven't gotten them done in such a long time, and this one has just gotten beaten up by different hair salons and places. People have just messed with this one too much, so this one's emotional, but this one, she can be tamed sometimes. She's tameable. So what I like to do is go in, I believe this is an Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow brush. It's a pomade one, and it's the number 14. Loyal, great brush. You could use it for so many different things. I actually have 2 of them because of my gratis from Sephora way back when. So Sephora, but really good brush. So I do have a Anastasia dip brow pomade in the color medium brown. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna dip in, and I'm just gonna take a little bit. It takes a lot of time, and it's really annoying. So just bear with me, okay? I start by outlining first. I know some people do it differently, but I like to outline my brows first because I want to know, like, I want to know how thick do I want them. Do I want them thick? And then once I'm done filling like out and outlining the top, I'm actually going to brush the hairs upward. They're long, I know. They need a trim, these little babies. I'm going to go and I'm kind of going to do the same thing on the bottom. So then now I'm just gonna go into the same thing with the other brow. Okay, brows, check. Like I said, their shape's a little wacky, but this is what they usually come out looking like. So I hope you have better looking brows than I do, and you have easier ones to work with. But yeah, next I do like to just go straight into the eyes. I feel like that's like really important. I love everyday brown, bronzy, neutral eye. I don't really do anything too crazy. I simply just take some bronzer, lay that all over my eyelid, and then actually I go in with a darker brown from my Soft Glam Anastasia palette, and I'm actually going to use that as like a little liner. Let's get right into that. So I'm actually going to pull you guys in even closer. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to go in with my favorite bronzer, my Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker bronzer in the color In the Sun. Now this bronzer I go in. So I literally just swirl it up, just go into the crease of my eye, and I literally just go back and forth like a crazy person. Since I'm on the paler side, like this is a really pretty color for a bronzer for me, especially in the summer, because believe it or not, your girl can catch a decent tan. For everyone who's darker swears that it's not a tan, but for all my pale girls, you know it's a tan. Right? You know it's a tan. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye, really quick and easy. So now that I have the bronzer on my eyelids, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back in with that Anastasia brush, the other one that I had, not the one that I use for my brows. This is a whole nother one, but it's the same kind. And I'm going to go into my Soft Glam Anastasia palette. This is another loyal one, always good to me. And I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to take my brush. It's more of a angled brush, which makes it very precise when applying kind of like a liner look. Great hack, and it looks good on everyone who does it, period. So I go into this dark shade right here called Cypress Umber, and I'm so sorry that this palette looks so crazy, but she's been through a lot. Literally you don't need a lot of product for this at all. I'm gonna bring you back into my personal space. Okay, and I'm just gonna show you. So what I do is I tend to start right about here, and I kind of just gently make a line. So that's what I want. I want it to look bridged out. So since this is a powder, it's actually easier to apply. So what I do is I just start dragging it, and I can make it any way I want. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, praying that it matches. All right guys, so I have like those pretty little cute little cat eyes just chilling there on top of my eyes. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and use my lash curler and then I'm actually just gonna go in, squeeze. Make sure please when you use these that you don't squeeze too tight because you can chop off your eyelash, so careful, okay? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply some roller lash mascara, and I'll be back in a second and we'll do the rest of the face. Okay, before I even apply mascara, does anyone else have an ugly mascara face? Like when I apply mascara, I'm like this, so ugly. Can we just like appreciate my real lashes? Like, do you see them? They're just so good to me. Everyone always asks me, oh Ariel, are those your real lashes? And I say proudly, yes. Yes, they are. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish up kind of like the rest of the face. There's nothing more important to me, than bronzer. I know I'm pasty, but I don't like looking pasty, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna go back in with my handy dandy trusty Fenty Sunstalker in the Sun bronzer, and I'm gonna take my go-to huge, as you can see I use this like all the time, and I do clean my brushes, so don't attack me. And this is the Morphe M527. If you don't got time and you just need to do a quick, this is the one. So I'm gonna go in with that, and I'm actually just gonna go across the forehead. Look, you see how like intense I get in there? Like, does anybody else do that with the lips? I always love to just take it and brush it across the bridge of my nose. I also am a huge fan of blush. I think you look so sweet and happy when you have some blush on. So again, this is one, like, I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever blush, but to be honest with you, it's one of the filler ones, so I don't know the color, but I will find out and I will definitely link it down below, because it's the perfect blush for someone who doesn't wear blush all the time, but you just need something to make you look more alive. My sister, when I was younger, she used to do my makeup all the time, and she would say, blush is for princesses, let me see your apples. And these are the apples in my cheeks, and she just always, yeah. Now what I do that's really important are my lips, my labios. So like I said, lips are like super duper important for me. So I'm gonna go in with a Kylie Jenner lip liner. I believe this is in the color Kylie. One of my faves. She's a little beat up, but she's a good one. And I'm just gonna go ahead and outline my lips, not like Kylie's, but with Kylie. Okay, I'm actually gonna go in with my favorite, my ultimate favorite, and we're actually gonna be wearing Yash today. Oh, she is so pretty. Let me just go ahead and show you my little neutral self, like, and how I like to apply lipstick. I don't know if others do this, but I tend to just like dab. So let's dab. So pretty, so neutral, so calm, nothing's screaming at you. You're ready to go out there in the world, go meet those honeys. Okay guys, so here is the finished look. It's very simple, very pretty. I feel good going out like this. I feel done. I don't feel like I'm over the top, but I feel pretty. I feel good about myself, and that is the reason for makeup. And this is a really fun, I love doing this. I think I'm gonna do like a pretty like bright orangey fall look. That'd be really cool with a nice dark seductive lip. Ooh, ooh, yes. Okay, that might be happening. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, keep an eye out for more coming. If you enjoyed this look, make sure to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like and subscribe and share with your girls or your boys. Make sure you share, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, lip gloss. Bye.